I'm Rob Todd from Allagash Brewing in Portland, Maine.
In no other country can beer enthusiasts enjoy so many diverse artisanal beers. The rise of the American craft beer revolution has forever changed the nation's appreciation of beer and its relationship with food. Rob Todd, founder and award-winning brewmaster of Maine's Allagash Brewing Company, is a perfect example of the new American brewer. The success of his flagship beer, Allagash White, has led him down a path of experimentation, which includes bottle conditioning his beers in the same way that champagne is made, to blending beers which have aged in bourbon barrels, and even brewing beer with wild yeast floating in the air around his Portland brewery. Rob paid a visit to the Philadelphia Gastropub for Pete's sake to celebrate its 10-year anniversary, and it is where Rob spoke about his love of beer and food.
I do feel like my work has been a journey. I've been in the business now for almost 20 years. I started at Otter Creek Brewing in Vermont and spent a year there, and then spent a year after that building Allagash, and we've been selling beer for 17 years, and it's been an amazing journey. And it's interesting because for the first 12 or so years we couldn't give the beer away. We do pretty innovative, unique beer. This is our flagship Allagash White. And for the first 10 or so years when I tried to sell this, I'd walk into accounts and the first thing they'd say is, what's wrong with it? Why does it look cloudy? Why does it taste different? Why does it smell different? So it was a long, slow, kind of educational process for the first decade or so. And the last 5 years, since the Belgian styles have really taken off, it's been amazing the kind of growth that we've seen. So I've seen a lot of change in the industry over the last 17 years that we've been selling beer, going from not being able to give it away to the last 5 years or so we just haven't been able to keep up with demand. One of the things we really try to do with our beers is make sure with each additional release we're giving people a unique taste experience and aroma experience with our beer. So we try to make sure that if we release a beer, it's not like any of the other beers in our portfolio. We're really open to trying absolutely anything. The flavors range from the Allagash White, which is the most available beer, traditional Belgian style wheat beer, very refreshing, crisp, but unique in flavor, to the Interlude, which uses a Brettanomyces wild yeast that we cultured on site at the brewery. It's aged in oak barrels, to the Curio, which is our triple aged in Jim Beam bourbon barrels, to the spontaneous beers. So really the flavors, the range is pretty vast, and we really try to give people a new experience with each of the different beers that we produce. And the Coolship's kind of just a continuation of that tradition of innovation. We had been in business probably for 13 or 14 years when we built that Coolship, and we wanted to really try something different, push the boundaries. I had just come back from a trip from Belgium, and it focused really on trying the spontaneous Belgian style beers, the traditional lambics, and really got intrigued with those. And I was interested to see whether we could make those beers stateside back in the US, and a number of Belgian brewers said absolutely you can make these beers in the US. They're not going to be identical, but you can make spontaneously fermented beers. So we were a little bit hesitant because these beers involve a lot of wild yeast and bacteria that brewers are usually trying to keep out of their brewery. But after a little bit of hesitation, we decided to jump into it, build a Coolship, and the project worked, and it's been a lot of fun. We really think food is a great vehicle for people to discover new flavors in our beers and vice versa. So if we were to pair this white with, say, a salad with a goat cheese or a seafood dish, maybe that seafood dish on its own there's some flavors in the dish that you don't get out of the dish if you're just eating it on its own. Whereas if you add the beer to that, maybe the beer brings out flavor in the dish, and vice versa. A lot of times when I'm eating some food at a restaurant, when I take sips of the beer, I'll notice flavors in the beer that I've never picked up before. So it's a great opportunity for us to kind of enhance the experience of both drinking the beer and eating the food. And I think Belgian style beer in particular lends itself very nicely to pairing with food. The cookbook we're very excited about. We worked with a chef named James Simpkins, who interestingly enough worked at the Institute, or studied at the Institute of Culinary Education, who we have worked with for the last 10 years. He's going to be working with a number of our beers, both to incorporate the beer in the recipes and to pair the beer with the recipes. And we're excited about it. It comes out this holiday season. We've tried a few of the recipes at home, and so far they're delicious. So I can't wait for this book to come out. It's a very exciting project for us. Happy anniversary too, for Pete's sake. We appreciate the support over the years. You guys have had us on for probably close to 10 years. I know you've been in business for 10 years, but congratulations on 10 years. We really appreciate the support, and I'm happy to be here to celebrate your anniversary with you. Cheers.